Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I hope you enjoy the video content. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. If you enjoy this kind of video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. In today's video, I am going to show you how I can milk for long-term shelf-stable storage. Now, let me give this disclaimer. I'm a firm believer in my kitchen, my rules, and not everything that I do is FDA approved. I personally don't think that untested necessarily means unsafe, and today is no exception. The FDA does not approve canning dairy products. I am not, under any circumstances, telling you to do it this way. I am only sharing with you how I do it in my kitchen. I encourage you to please do the research and find what works for you in your kitchen. Now, today we are processing cold, so cold. Cold ingredients, cold jars, cold canner. My jars have all been washed and sterilized in boiling water, and they've all drained and they've come back up to room temperature. I am using a Presto 23 quart pressure canner. I have checked the gasket, the vent pipe, and the lock to make sure that they're all good. I've added the rack and 3 quarts of water, and I've actually got 6 of my 7 quarts filled and in the canner ready to go. Milk is probably the easiest thing that I can, but canning changes the density. Some people say it makes it creamier. I can 1 or 2% milk, and when I open it, it seems more like whole milk. When I can whole milk, when I open it, it seems more like evaporated milk. You pour your cold milk into your jar. You want to leave your 1-inch headspace. Now, you can choose to can in quarts, pints, half pints. I've already poured up my other quarts of milk, and I've also poured up some chocolate milk that I did off camera. Now, this is a very important step. You want to take a clean paper towel and that's dipped in some vinegar, which I've got this one that I've been using, and you want to wipe your rims. You want to make sure that your rims are perfectly clean. Okay? Then you put on your lid and your ring. You only want to put these on fingertip tight, and these are being pressure canned, so you do not have to heat your lids for pressure canning. So that one's going to go in, and I'm going to set my milk over to the side for a minute, and I'm going to put the chocolate milk in with them. Milk all gets canned exactly the same way, regardless of the size. I added my other rack, and I'm going to stack my half pints in on top, and I have 8 half pints. I've got 4 plain unseasoned chocolate, and then I have 4 chocolate with a touch of cinnamon in them that I am going to attempt to make some Mexican chocolate custard with in a couple of weeks. I want to see if I can do it with canned milk. Okay, my canner has an arrow. Has an arrow on this handle, and I'm not sure if it'll focus in. There's an arrow right here on the top, and you line those up and you close it up. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we are going to turn the heat on, and we're going to wait for the steam to start, and I will bring you back once that happens. So I'm back, and it has come up to a steady stream of pressure. You can see there's a steady stream of pressure. So what we're going to do is we are going to set our timer for 10 minutes, and we are going to let this vent for 10 minutes before we put the regulator on. Okay, so my timer has gone off. That means it's time to put the regulator on. I use a weighted regulator. It's multiple pieces according to your weight, and there is a link in the description below to get your altitude. Everybody's altitude is different. So all that I'm going to do is just drop my regulator on, and I'm going to let it start coming up to pressure, and once that's done, we'll be back. Alright, so we are up to pressure. The jiggler is jiggling away. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to let the pressure come down. And you'll know that it's safe to remove your regulator once this lock right here drops. Okay, these have been cooling a bit for about the past 20 minutes or so. They've been pinging away, so I'm going to take them out and leave them sitting. So you always want to lift your jars straight out. There is the urge to tilt it in case there's water and tip that water off. But you want to lift straight up and straight out. And you want to stack your jars on a towel or a pad or something. You don't want to set them straight on the counter because going from a hot counter onto a cold counter can shock them and cause them to burst. So let me get this first layer out, and then I will get a jar of milk out to show you that as well. You want to give them some space between each one so that they have room for air to circulate. And the interesting thing is, a lot of times when you take your canned goods out of the canner, they are bubbling away because they are so hot. This milk is hot, but it is not bubbling away. It is beautiful. It looks like you could just drink it straight from the jar. And I suppose you could if you wanted super hot chocolate milk. And let me pull one of these up and show it to you. So you want to lift them straight up. And this is what you have. It is a quart of milk. It will be safe on the shelf. I have opened milk as old as 19 months. I have known people who have opened it after 2.5 to 3 years, and it's still just as good as the day that they canned it. And now, once again, I just want to say that this is not an FDA approved process. This is the way that I have done it my entire life. It's the way that my granny taught me to do it. There are lots and lots of people out there who can milk in this exact same manner. I am not telling you that this is the way you should do it or that you should do it at all. I am simply sharing with you the way that I do it in my kitchen. Because again, my kitchen, my rules. I really hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And again, if you enjoy this kind of video, please subscribe, and if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when I upload a new video. I'm currently uploading about twice a week. Feel free to leave a comment below if you have a question. I'll try to answer it. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching.